Tell me that you're extremely wealthy without telling me that you're extremely wealthy.
So, one time I was being mugged, and I had more money than the mugger asked for. That was neat.
I was robbed, ironically, because I had my car broken into and I kept a lot of things in my car. But one of the things I kept in my car was a lockpicking kit because I know how to pick locks, and sometimes I forget my keys, and so that's just my solution. I just pick my way into my place. And my car got broken into, and my lockpicking kit got stolen, which I think is bad for a lot of reasons. Ironic that a theft stole thieving tools, but also, I feel like I just accidentally contributed to future thefts. And now I'm just thinking, wait, does that make me an accomplice? But I didn't do anything!
Okay, I only broke into other people's houses when they asked me to. Oh, it's time for some happy, wholesome, not a crime story time. I don't speak for the law or the criminals, by the way. So I'm over at a friend's house, and we decide to go out and get dinner, and she leaves her place, and she flips, the handle lock, and then closes the door, and I just hear, oh, no. And I go, did you lock your keys in? And she goes, maybe. So she calls a locksmith, and the locksmith says it'll be $200, and it'll take me anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to get there. And I just start laughing, and I hit the end button on the call. And she goes, why did you do that? And I go, I'll be right back. So I go to my car, and I get my lockpicking kit. So she has to stay in her apartment because she can't leave the apartment complex because there's a gate. And if she leaves the gate, she can't get back into that, and we can't even try to pick the lock. So she's staying in there. She opens the gate for me. I come back in, and I just sit down, and I get to work. And she's looking at me like, how, why? And I'm like, you can pick one of two options. You can either ask me questions about why I know how to do this, or you can have an open door. She's like, I would prefer the open door. So I pull out my tension wrench, put a little pressure on it, then do the key scrub, and we are good. And that, gentlemen, is what I learned. If you can unlock her door with permission, it will also unlock her heart.
If you committed a crime and you were given your last meal, what would it be? For me, it would be Domino's Lava Crunch Cakes with cyanide icing. Because I want two things. I want to go out happily in a chocolate dreamland and also on my own terms.
From now on.
Gordon Ramsay really said, now this is how I end beef.
I am 100% unsure what that man stands for, but I would follow him into battle.
Operation Purified Beer Bong John, not going great. I mean, I thought it was going pretty well when he shaved his beard and did it for a kid's charity. That felt like a win, but then, not great. He started on a website that I actually can't say out loud because TikTok doesn't like it. I'm going to take its initials, OF, and call it anything else. So John got on the website Oxen Fellowship, and he didn't have Beer Bong John, so we had to go buy that. Now, John and I are close, but I'm not close enough to subscribe to his opaque frame, if you know what I mean, so I'm just not sure what's going on this page. Also, it does say message sent, because if you don't think I had jokes for this, you wrong. And some of you may view this as a sign the corruption is still well and good in John's life, but I don't think so, because he's in the top 1% of all creators, which is amazing, and purity doesn't come to play, okay? We come to win. So John, good luck on your only Enderfields, but my gosh, I'm not gonna be subbing. This story begins weird and ends weirder. So first off, Australia's gonna kill a US pigeon because across the Pacific in fears of COVID. Can pigeons even get COVID? I just genuinely don't know. Also, Lil Homie flew across the Pacific? Just put him on a plane, send it back! But here's the craziest part, the bird reportedly went missing during a race in the US state of Oregon. Who's racing pigeons? Also, who didn't tell Lil Homie where the end of the race was? He overshot it by thousands of miles. Also, like Australians frequently make fun of Americans for how strict their immigration policy is, guys? Maybe people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones and give us our pigeons back?
Okay, this raises way more questions. Who saw this pigeon and decided to frame him? Who's counterfeiting bans? It was like, we gotta take him out, but we gotta make it look like an accident. Little pigeon's out here just trying to live his best life, and there's someone in Australia that's like, take him down. Hey, Australia, when did you become Florida? What's going on here? This is just the feline equivalent of John Wick. So Australia man, Florida man's superhero cousin, busted into an animal shelter with an assault rifle because he thought that they'd taken his cat. Look, it should shock no one by my face and tone of voice that I'm a cat guy. I love dogs too, but clearly a cat man. And I feel very seen right now. Also, yes, he took it too far, but at the same time, the cat brought me back from the brink. Homie, I get it. Cats have this magical ability to just make you feel special. Also, apparently he was discharged from the military for failing to render efficient service. Well, certainly proved them wrong. Long story short, this story is definitely the best and worst argument for gun ownership.
What's a celebrity impression that you can do?
Like Zoinks, man. I'll give it a try. Stitch and Elmo are actually the same voice. Don't believe me? It's just pitch.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Hey, don't forget Bill Clinton. Heck yeah. No. Oh, Peter.
Oh my gosh, Brian, look, it's Cleveland. Oh my gosh, he's back.
I am a dragon, not a lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
You simultaneously remind me of both Stewie Griffin and Ryan Reynolds.
Well, thank you very much. Just your friendly neighborhood Deadpool here. Brian, you have my bullets.
I get weird DMs. This is one of my favorites. How many strands of hair do you have on your head? I have 110,726. Never mind, I counted yours. You have 130,628. Tell the FBI agent and I'll make your death look like an accident. And then weeks later, I just realized you're not ugly. You're quite I can't say it. How do you respond to this? The only way that I could think to respond is with the SpongeBob quote, "I'm ugly and I'm proud."
Okay, well, I've got exactly no response to this one. You many some candy kidded in my basement. What? And I know the scariest part about this shouldn't be the grammar, but it kinda is.
Gentlemen, this is a meeting for the boys. Got this DM. Who told him? Who gave him the secret? Who did it? Brad? I'm gonna blame you. Yeah, all Brads.
Asking me to share their horror stories because they're too afraid of retaliation.
I mean, you guys could also just try not speaking for the brand or the company. Huh? I mean, it worked for me.
I didn't know that I had the option to set my presence. This is cool. Let's see, I'll just check invisible. And boom. Just like middle school. I love getting mail from you guys, but I think almost inarguably my cat Rudy likes it more. How are you doing, Mail King? Yeah? How do we feel about that? I'm being heckled in my own home. Here's what it's like to have pets when you try to take a nap on the couch. Hi, Wallace. Yep. I become the couch. What history facts just blow your mind about time? My favorite is that the first ever recorded parachute jump was in 1783, the same year that the American Revolution ended. George Washington could have heard about a guy that went parachuting.
A random historical domino effect you absolutely love.
Joseph Stalin ended up leading the Soviet Union because of a field trip. And not just any field trip. Joseph Stalin's teachers, when he was 13, aka the 7th grade, took him to see a public hanging. Why is this important? Well, because Joseph and his friends actually sympathized with the condemned. Aka Joseph Stalin was like, man, these czars could really use a whole lot of Soviet Union. Also, what did that permission slip to the parents look like for that field trip? Yes, mother, can you sign field trip form? We're going to be dumb one again. Ugh. Oh, my little Joseph, of course, let me see. Oh my gosh, I remember my first public hanging. Oh, it's gonna be boring and make me think about the proletariat. Oh, my little Joseph, you Hashvili. You know, mother, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I'm actually thinking Stalin is the direction I'm going now. Also, super weird that his takeaway was to feel bad for the condemned, because if you know anything about Joseph Stalin, for the rest of his life, he would condemn people for no reason whatsoever, so maybe it didn't stick with him? I have no idea. I'm in danger. It's because I've got that Midwestern stepdad energy. That's why you can picture me woodworking. What type of weird rock, paper, scissors stuff was going on there?
Ahmed, that's in our apartment. We got wood floors, man. Stop dropping water all over it. I want my deposit back.
I don't think so. I really don't. Yeah, no, I'm seeing some subtle differences. Just subtle, here and there. Oh my gosh, baby, I can't believe we're twins. I'm in a drive-thru right now, and they asked for my name, and I said Ryan. They said, thanks, Brian, you can pull up. And I didn't have the heart to tell them I'm not Brian. And I think in my life, I've genuinely been Brian more than I've been Ryan. This is a message from my roommate, who, by the way, is evil, because she sent me this, which is a necklace made of garlic. Well, now that I've got a beard, I've got to greet the bearded men in my life the way all bearded men greet each other. Cameron? Kevin? Eddie?
John, finally.
Jake? Friendship you.
Brittany?
Tell no one. Thank you.
Here's a happy, wholesome story. So I got to perform at Truman State University, and it was incredible. I actually took my mom with me because that's her alma mater. She got to see something she produced perform on her stage. Last time she was there, she was paying for college, and now the reverse was happening. How cool is that? But even better, I get on stage and I look out, and there are people wearing flannels. Flannel fam, I love you so much. This makes me so happy. Stay wonderful, everybody. Bye.
I saved a little mini-me girl on a plane. Here's a happy, wholesome story. So I was on this plane, and there's this little girl who looks honestly a little too much like me. She's wearing a buffalo plaid shirt. She's got a little squishmallow. It's like uncanny. So we get on the plane goes up, we go down, we land, everything's fine, it's good. But then we're getting off the plane. So it's that time to leave, and the guy on the opposite side of her aisle is letting her go first, but she's just kind of staring up at her mom, talking innocuously, doing her little thing, you know, as 4-year-olds do. So the dude across the aisle's like, okay, I'm just gonna go. And so he goes out, but that's when she decides to go out, and she's not paying attention. She's looking down at her squishmallow, and this dude has a backpack, and it hits her in the head. And here's the thing, from working at Disney, I still don't speak for the brand or the company, I have learned the power of knowing when kids are about to fall. So she takes the backpack to the head and then starts falling towards the metal armrest. And my spidey senses were tingling, so I reached out and grabbed her and kind of popped her back up real quick. And she went from crying and went, hey, things are good, things are good. She's getting ready to cry, but she looks up at me and I'm wearing a buffalo plaid mask and it matches her shirt, and she just looks up and goes, we match. And I go, yes, we do. So yeah, go out there and find your plane twin.